Hey, Jamie.
Hey, Dan.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Come on, get a little pep in your step. Don't be so somber.
I'm good.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah.
How was your last 4 days since 5/25/25?
Interesting. How about you?
Um, mine have been relatively uneventful. Had a nice day with the family, and other than that,
On one of these non-rainy days?
one of these non-rainy days, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through your job
Sure.
and start the
Yes.
episode?
Today is May 29th, 2025, video 1451X.
Do you remember what I said about this number? This needs to be a 5 here, so that we stay at video 451X.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
Five.
you meant when you said X is meaning
No,
X is
no,
5.
no.
So you want the number 5 after the X? I could just
Well,
write-
no. At this point, we're gonna leave it.
Okay.
And the next video, you'll put
6?
6 if it's the 6th day, so we'll know based on what day it is.
Understood.
Because this is
Oh,
reality.
I understand what you're saying now.
Oh,
I
excellent.
apologize.
And episodes will increase, so
I got
we'll
it.
always be able to timestamp.
Sure, I
And the
understand.
reason for that is because we need to freeze time temporarily just in our little bubble.
I understand.
In the real world, everything's going on the way it is. Please understand that what I'm not saying is a lot. So when I say the things I say, I really not only mean them, they are the truth, and I'm able to prove them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It was a deep breath. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Is there enough oxygen in this bubble?
Yeah, right.
Well, look, I'm gonna put the remote down for a second. So why don't I sent you the basic understanding of the way I will structure the narratives, but this is a video that I'm giving everyone as an update to what's been going on in the business sense, not in a personal sense. So in the business sense, we have narrowed down and finalized our terms with the engineer, and it is insane how long of a time it took, and the reason for that, Mr. Engineer, is because of my trepidations, because I've been in a lot of bad relationships, digital relationships with human beings that have really taken advantage of the fact that I don't know how to write code, and that's my only weakness when it comes to the landscape of the software development life cycle. And I don't know how to write code. And I'm gonna say it again, I don't write code, I don't pretend like I write code. I believe that what I bring to the table is a lot more valuable than code writing, because I'm able to solve applied mathematical equations on a level that most people can't conceptualize them, let alone produce an answer in the time frame that's required, which is real time. Real time is very important for everyone to understand after Jamie figures out what the movie of the day is. Not what I texted her, but the real movie of the day, the count up, not down. What movie would you say?
Major League?
No, that would be the misdirection that I threw a curveball
You
at
did.
you. So you've got nothing? I will tell you what, you have 5 seconds.
The Count of Monte Cristo?
That's right. See what happened right there? Jamie, swear on your life that I did not tell you the name of the movie.
Oh, absolutely not.
Look at the camera and
Absolutely
say,
not.
I swear, what do you,
I swear.
don't want you to like swear on your kids, obviously, that's the certain.
We did not talk about it at
Right.
all whatsoever before this. And before this, we watched a clip from Major League.
That's right.
That's why I thought you were
Correct.
talking about that movie
So
right
in
off
cognitive
the bat.
psychology terms, would you say you're better under pressure after I said 5 seconds?
Yes.
Or are you better
Under pressure.
under pressure? So if I have to put you under pressure in the real world, in real things, would you say that's the best thing for
Yes.
you? Excellent. Would you say that right now you're under a lot of pressure?
Yes, I'm getting there.
So would you say that right now I'll get the right answer, right? The Count of Monte Cristo. What's wrong, Jamie?
Nothing.
Am I too smart for you?
Yeah.
See, ladies and gentlemen, that's the problem with our world. When you flip sides and look at another person's perspective, and you don't like what you see, we as human beings tend to change our perspective rather than, we change the optics of what we see, change the perspective. Even I get myself
Wait,
confused.
say that again? I was.
It's very hard for me not to drive. I have to get back in the driver's
Yes,
seat.
but.
Yeah, but I just wanted everyone to see
That was weird being over there.
Well, I did that. If you watch the video again.
What did
are
you say behind me that we were switching spaces?
you'll watch the video before we publish it, all right?
So, the Count of Monte Cristo.
The Count of
We did
Monte
not speak
Cristo.
of this.
No, but the reason why I was able to get there is because I practice something called cognitive psychology. You know what that is?
Yes.
All right, great. Do you know what time is?
Yes.
All right. Do you know what pace is?
Yes.
All right. So at this point, I'm going to be running faster than I've ever ran before because today is day 5, which means that, and the fact that you were able to get it under pressure is the brilliance of everything that I say, is that in order for me to prove my thesis in real time, the camera has to be rolling, it has to be recorded, and you have to be under immense amount of pressure given the circumstances of your fuck up.
I agree.
Jamie, say it. My name is Jamie Resnick.
My name is Jamie
And I
Resnick,
really fucked up.
and I really fucked up.
She did. But I am not interested in forgiveness or apologies because they're absolutely useless. What I'm interested in is proving my point from everything from my wife and partner all the way down or up. And that's the point. That this narrative, for lack of a better word, spanned 5 years and 5 days. Now today is a very important filming day. So for anyone that doesn't understand this, please recognize that there's only X amount of letters that I can write and do and say, hey, my name is Dan Rieses, and I'm a victim of some of the most egregious conspiracies in the history of mankind's modern day, let alone the fact that I have reinvented my entire career in order to really practice attrition warfare. And if you want to see a magic trick,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, awesome. The next video we film, I absolutely guarantee you, will cause either people to be happy or sad in my immediate circle. So this is a precursor of what's coming up. And the reason why I need them to feel the emotion is because I am tired of the last 5 years. It has been absolutely exhausting on a personal level. It has been frustrating, and it has been exactly what was needed for me. So for me, I understood the amount of pain that I needed to get to today. So the most important day was 5/25/25 because you have to study something called half-life and understand that I've been saying the same thing for the last 5 years, that my name is Daniel M. Rieses, I am a federal agent, I took on way more than I can chew by submitting myself as part of an experiment that something called Project Ghost had done many times successfully, but never with the human consciousness. We are funded through something called DARPA. I don't know anything else. That might not be true. But what I'm saying is I don't know the back-end details of how the lexicon of all of the administrative functions that Project Ghost does, but I assure you that one of my biggest mistakes is that I did not give Project Ghost and the team enough credit for what they were able to do for me, my family, and my immediate circle over the last 5 years. And that's the point of this video, that you can choose to believe in a deity, you can choose to believe in anything you want to believe in. What I believe in is the American government, and if I am an idiot for saying that, then that's just what it is. But in order for you to understand what the American government really stands for, you have to be able to have a little bit of perspective as to how lucky we are in the United States to even be able to film a video to criticize the government. But I don't criticize the government. I say that I can be a part of the solution rather than being a part of the problem. So for the first 5 years, I identified the problem. For the next 5 years, I will be enacting the solution. But that solution really encompasses a meeting and me becoming the man that I really am. My name is Daniel M. Rieses, and since the age of approximately 8, I have been self-sustained, meaning that I have taken care of myself. Over the course of the last 5 years, I have made a series of videos where I have explained that I am a victim of not only childhood trauma, but adulthood trauma by virtue of my mother's actions, my brother's actions, and my mother's actions. Because I do not give credit to other people, but my brother, Mark and Rita, and their son, Dan the Lion, really didn't really understand just exactly how much pain my family can possibly cause me until I saw Menu. And right, so there is a legitimate restaurant where this was, and I don't want to discredit anyone at this restaurant, but if you look at the circumstances and the facts of a name like Daniel, and if anyone doesn't understand, the reference is Daniel de Leon, who was a Marxist communist revolutionary who published a lot of works and was really at the forefront of the communist movement in the United States. That's not me. That's a totally different person. I am Dan the Lion. So I am Dan de Leon, not Daniel de Leon. And I want everyone to know that the name is very important, because in Russia, my name would be Danya or Daniil, but I wasn't named that. I was named Daniel as an American name. And that story is 100% true, and you could ask my mother about it, but just like Jamie, who, given the set of circumstances, spit out the answer that I wanted. Project Ghost has been doing what they needed to do to make sure that women like Rita name their sons the name that they have set up a multi-trillion-dollar narrative for. Because in reality, I started out as a nobody, but there are certain people that put a lot of emphasis on this nobody. So the circumstances of me going into Project Ghost at such a young age and being able to look at the reality of the horrible world we live in really stemmed from the fact that I'm a child of pain. And pain is an extremely important part of growth. There are no bruises that can heal without a disgusting reflection on the human body. Now, before going off on a tangent, I want to show everyone that the next video that I film is a really awesome magic trick. And it'll be able to solve a lot of issues and problems, but this video is basically for us to get an understanding of what exactly is going on. Now, The Count of Monte Cristo is a book that was made into an amazing movie, which really defined my perspective of this narrative. And I've shown other movies, but The Count of Monte Cristo is by far a top 5 favorite of all times. See, perfect time is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so The Count of Monte Cristo is my favorite movie because it's very difficult to take a literary work of art
It
and
is your
transform.
favorite?
Well, in a genre,
I was
in
gonna
a
say, that's
certain
a pretty
genre.
big compliment.
So it's my favorite book to
Compliment.
movie.
Okay,
All right,
well said.
you know,
Yeah, good distinction.
do I think that The Count of Monte Cristo is better than The Matrix? No. Why do you find that funny? I'm serious. So one of the things that I found very fascinating over the last 5 days is, as I opened my eyes, I realized that my wife doesn't love these videos, to say the least, and the reason for that I can explain in the Magic Trick Part 2. And that's what I will be filming, and it's a magic trick that really is for a very small audience. And I don't want to give anyone away, but this video I'd like you to put up the tile of the menu.
Okay.
And I hope Rita and Mark can enjoy it. And this is a real menu in a real restaurant in New Jersey, and I just don't want to yuck anyone's yum, because I had one of the best pizzas I've had in a really long time at this place. And you know what was really amazing about this restaurant? The service. We had this unbelievable waiter that knew he was a waiter. Like, it's incredible how unprofessional people in the service industry are, because they discredit their job based on what other people see, not what they see. They make a choice to be a waiter or waitress, and based on their perception of other people's perception, they make the judgment of who they are. And they discredit the institution, they discredit how honorable it is to be in the service profession, and they discredit a lot of, not everyone. I see a lot of people, for example, we ran into that waitress at the diner, okay?
She was great.
She's a professional, 31 years she's been doing her job, and she really is a mother of 3. I don't know anything about her personally, and I try to avoid even knowing or remembering her name, because I am humbled by her ability to put 31 years into a profession in order to really show me, and whatever. I can go on and on and on, but this is the count up. So today is day 5, we will engage with the engineer in full force, and everything that I have is really, I'm trying to organize it in 5. So for example, I would like to launch on day 15, okay? If we launch on day 25, I'll even be happier, because then it's 25 and 25, 25 and everything like that. Today is the first day that we meet our first client as Pro Slay, powered by Casper, a division of Pierce Bainbridge.
Yes.
So I'm a little bit weary of taking this client on, but I just wanted to pitch him.
Great.
All right. So this guy, his name is Dan. He is this really crazy and eccentric dude, but he built up a multi-million-dollar portfolio of real estate. He had most of it stolen from him in real time. Everything's been recorded. Jamie, what do you think? Should we take this guy on as a client?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't even know anything about him. All right. Let me just
Let's
put
do
on
it.
a different hat. Hey, I'm Dan.
Hey.
How's it going? Jamie, I know that you have access to Dan. And please, or Daniel, whatever, I get confused. I am here to say that ProSlay will be built on its success with me, the founder, as its first client. If I fail, the company should not be soliciting business. But every day that increases and I get closer and closer to my success, the company will thrive. So for example, right now we will take other clients. So we have the Glass Man,
Yeah?
like,
Glass.
well, you know, in Seinfeld, Ass Man, we'll just call him the Glass Man.
That's a
And-
great idea.
He'll be client number 2, you'll be client number 3, and it's better to incubate the process. I'm sure the engineer mentioned something about using ProSlay, and it's really imperative that everyone understands that the hardest part is making a decision of which direction you will go, not taking the first step forward. It is extremely important for everyone to understand why I'm not a motivational speaker, because my shit is better.
I might be biased, but I agree. I think it's amazing.
I think that you need to figure out what fucking direction you're walking before you take one step at a time. You understand? And thank you, Project Ghost. Because without Project Ghost, and people like to attribute God, which it's not that I don't believe in God. I know that there's a higher power. I just think that math and our real world and things like that are a lot more, it's much more coherent to believe in reality. So how much time, what's our time?
Then believe in God. 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
All right, do me a favor. Do a quick T right here, like almost like a cross. All right, bring that down. Starting right up here, bring it down. All right, right. Reality 1. Reality 0. T1, T2. Look, I'm trying to explain something to you guys, all right? That's it. So let me explain to you very quickly.
Mhm.
This is an applied math channel. Applied math allows me to do the best I can to explain to everybody. Please understand that if 95 to 100% of the things that I say you're able to confirm just at the fingertips of what I say, then please understand that there is no motivation for me to ever be at less than 100% accurate.
What is this?
This is timelines. So we live in the master timeline, which means that if you're watching this, you're in the same time and space continuum, orbit, or whatever you want to use it. I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm not a nuclear physicist. I'm not anything. I don't even have a college degree. I am really good at applied mathematics and game theory. Those two things allow me to do a lot of things. But what I cannot do is change the mindsets of human beings in the master timeline. The second timeline, which is reality 0, please understand there's infinite timelines. This is a proven fact. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just forget about it. In this timeline, it was very easy for me to prove who I am, and what I've done. But in this timeline, the master timeline, which I have chosen over the timeline where it is very easy and very comfortable for me as number 1 in the world in applied math, and I'm looked at as some sort of a genius and not a freak that I am. I have chosen to forget about that, and there are relics that stem from this one to that one. And I do the best I can to talk about Umbrella Academy and talk about everything I can to simplify it for everyone. And no one understands that all I am is a human being who doesn't want anything for the lie that you think I said. And when you look at my motivation, you need to ask yourself, why would this man spend the last 5 years flushing his life down the toilet? I wouldn't, and I didn't. This is fucking bullshit. And that's my personal life. On a professional life, I have dedicated the first domino to fall to be the resolution So we will spend the time, rather than wasting, going back and forth. We have some very important real estate to sell, we have some very important real estate to buy, and we have a lot of things to do that are slightly more important than filming YouTube videos, but less important than what you think I should be doing with my time. And I want to explain to everyone at home that doesn't understand that when a human being like myself is forced to deal with the judgment that stems from, look up the word judgment, from fraud, I'm not able to retain legitimate income. And until that's resolved, there's no point of talking about even working at Home Depot, since then my income will go towards these judgments. And it is absolutely impossible for me to get out, so I will just break it. My name is Dan Reeses, and I have nothing more to say because I already understand that I've lost the audience right here. And please watch it again because it goes really quickly. What's our time check?
1 minute.
Awesome. So in that 1 minute, you get to speak.
All right. Well, I'm really excited for what this client and for doing what I think what you invented is brilliant, and I'm really excited to show everyone what it's about. I think that there's nothing really to say. Like I said earlier, it's in an action, not in words.
That was no substance. Give
I
me
disagree.
one sentence of substance. Come on, Jimmy, you could do it.
Dude, what do you want me to say?
That's
Honestly,
not, what
this
I
is-
want
this
original
is-
thought. What I want is original thought.
I don't feel comfortable talking original thought on camera.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to change that. My name is Dan Reeses, and Jamie is a pain in the ass, but she's the world's best assistant. And if you're watching this and your assistant is not giving the credit they deserve, then you don't deserve this person.